Hi guys, good evening. Welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in tonight's video I'll be doing my episode review for the latest episode of AMC's Fear the Walking Dead, which debuted earlier tonight. Whew, of course, it's going to be hard to top the season premiere. Of course they could top it. It's The Walking Dead. They always can. If anybody can outdo The Walking Dead, it's themselves. But this was a very intense episode. Not nearly as intense as the season premiere, like I said, but this one still had you like, so before I start talking too long and too much, please be warned that this episode review video will be full of massive spoilers regarding the most recent episode of Walking Dead. If you're not caught up on Walking Dead by this episode or a couple episodes, do not keep watching or listening to this video, as I will be discussing massive spoilers. So you have been warned. That being said, I thought to myself, okay, obviously they're not going to kill Daryl, and if they do kill Daryl, God forbid, but if they do kill him, it won't be till the final season, and it'll probably be in the series finale, I would assume or guess. I don't know, but because they can't kill him, and I say the word can't because I honestly believe they would lose a majority of their audience. Because Daryl's such a popular character. He is my favorite character, has been since season 1. I would keep watching even if they did kill him. In fact, I braced myself a couple of times during tonight's episode. I'm like, well, this could be it. They very well could really drop the ball on us and kill Daryl right here, right now. I mean, it seemed unlikely, but entirely possible. So I braced myself. Well, I could watch Abraham and Glenn getting beaten to death. I think I can watch. Hopefully, I can watch Daryl die as well. But fortunately, did not come to that. Anyway, my point is that because they can't kill Daryl, or they won't kill Daryl, they have to have other horrible, horrible shit happen to him, because he was fed dog food and he was kept naked, like stripped of all his clothes in a dark cell. And then it's like they were putting him through psychological torture and torment by blasting this annoying, upbeat, lighthearted song over and over again, probably in an attempt to brainwash him, to put him into submission, or something like that, because it's like they're trying to turn him into a savior, but he's so strong-willed and so fearless that he won't, or he refuses to. And so it's like, okay, so if they're not going to kill him, they've got to do other stuff to him. They can physically hurt him, and Savers beat him up for a few minutes. They beat the hell out of him pretty bad, but they did not kill him. And Negan certainly threatened him with Lucille, but again, didn't kill him. And I think what was interesting is that we saw genuine surprise, not necessarily shock, but genuine surprise when he tries to give Daryl one more chance to become a savior by having him answer, "Who are you?" And of course, the brainwashed savior answer is, "I'm Negan," or just Negan. And of course, Daryl says his name, Daryl. And I think that look on Negan's face when he says that is genuine surprise, because I think he honestly wanted to break Daryl, as he likes breaking people. Obviously, Negan is very, very good with that, as we saw with Rick in the first episode. And now, of course, Dwight is in charge of breaking Daryl in this episode. But I think Negan was genuinely surprised when Daryl said his own name instead of his name. But it does have me worried for him, though. I am worried about what's going to become of him. Is he going to become a forced laborer, or is he going to become a worker who has to strap walkers to the fence, or to the fence of their home? And this episode was also good because it showed us the inside of Negan's home, the home of the Saviors. And it looks like there's quite a few people there, and to my surprise, some kids there or something, or at least some teenagers, because it's like because we knew that there obviously most of the saviors are men, but we've seen several women as well, and there were a lot of women there too, and we probably will see more women saviors as well. But there are a couple of like older kids there. The opening scene was a bit confusing at first. It's like, okay, how is he secretly getting all these ingredients to make a sandwich? Is it because other stuff is distracting other people or something like that, and he's able to get away with making a sandwich? But it did give us a brief glimpse into the home of the Saviors. And this episode also did what I was hoping it would do. It explained and showed us a little bit about the relationship between Dwight and Negan. And obviously, I think we're going to see a lot of that throughout the season, but this episode helped us give us a general idea of what the relationship is like. And it's like, well, we know he's not his right-hand man because, as he said, Simon is his right-hand man, his second in command. And so I would assume Dwight is his third in command, or at least he referred to him as one of his top guys or one of his top lieutenants. So obviously Dwight is up there in ranks, apparently. But it was also interesting. What I loved about it, because this also again showed how hostile and what a bully Negan is. It's like he kept, when he was telling the story of his relationship with Dwight to Daryl, he was like, oh yeah, things are great now. Dwight is right on board. He is one of my top guys. Things are so good and different between us than they were a while ago. And then he explains the whole insubordination thing, trying to escape with his wife and her sister. And then they lose Negan's wife. They return, and in exchange for sparing Dwight's life, Dwight's wife, Sherry, the woman who is advising Daryl throughout the episode, says, if you spare him, I'll marry you. And then Negan's like, oh, well, that's great. Okay, I'll spare him, but I'm going to hurt him really, really bad. And of course, that explained the mark on his face. I actually knew what it, not to sound cocky or anything, but I knew what it was last season when we saw Dwight emerge after killing Denise with the scar on his face. I'm like, oh, Negan already branded him. He burned him with the iron. Because in the comics, that is what happens. He brands him with an iron. He doesn't kill him, but he does punish them, obviously. But what I am curious about, because this episode did a great job making, I think in my opinion, making Dwight an incredibly intriguing character. Because we could see like there is some kind of inner turmoil or inner conflict within Dwight, where he is not a full-blown sociopath like Negan. I think he was broken down, in spirit and in spirit and in mind, and became another brainwashed savior. Kind of like what's happening to Daryl. And, in a weird way, he's trying to look out for Daryl when he chastises him at the end of the episode. You're going to get yourself killed, cooperate, or you're going to die, or something worse will happen to you. So I think there is that shred. I mean, there's that. I think there's still a sliver of humanity in him, like the man on the road said. But a lot of it is pretty black for the most part. When I say black, I mean like black within his soul and his mind, or dark, I should say. Yeah, like, he's got a sliver of humanity, but he's pretty dark on the inside. And if he doesn't turn back soon, he may go down the path of darkness and never come back. But I'm definitely intrigued about Dwight. I'm very much looking forward to seeing him develop into whatever character he'll end up becoming, what kind of man he'll be. And I'm also interested, and I'm also very much intrigued about he and Negan's relationship, if it'll change, turn for the better, turn for the worse. So this was another good episode. It was one of those ones where it's like, well, they very well could kill Daryl in this scene, and I'm going to try to be ready for that. And for a few minutes there, I thought, well, this is it. He's going to kill him. But no, fortunately, Negan and Lucille weren't thirsty, as he put it. But they did beat the hell out of him, and he's still their prisoner, unfortunately. So we'll see. But overall, very good episode. Great job setting up Dwight and the relationship between Dwight and Negan. Keep up the good work, cast and crew of Walking Dead. Walking Dead premieres every Sunday night on AMC. Check your local listings for times. Thank you so much for watching this episode review here on the EdWord. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this one as we continue to watch Season 7 of Walking Dead. Don't forget to check out my Facebook page in the description down below. I think you'll like what you see. Have a wonderful rest of the night, everybody. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Thanks again for stopping by. And of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.